Stop living on the edge. Today we're dissecting the single most critical component of financial safety, the emergency fund. We'll define its true purpose and craft the ultimate step-by-step plan to prepare you for any unexpected financial surprise that life inevitably throws your way. Having an emergency fund is truly a game-changer for your financial stability. It's much like having a safety net that consistently catches you when life decides to throw you a curve. Think clearly about it. Unexpected financial expenses can pop up at any moment. Your primary car breaks down, you or a family member gets sick, or worst case, you lose your primary source of income. An emergency fund fundamentally helps you cover these necessary costs without being forced to enter high-interest debt. The primary goal is to establish a secure cushion of savings that can support your basic living expenses for anywhere from 3 to 6 months. This dedicated fund is absolutely not for investing or actively trying to grow your wealth. It's purely for critical survival during challenging times. By setting aside a portion of your monthly income regularly, you intentionally build a powerful buffer that ultimately gives you invaluable peace of mind. Many people unfortunately overlook the sheer importance of an emergency fund, incorrectly thinking it's just another low-priority savings goal. But trust me, it is absolutely essential to your financial health. Without this established safety net, you might quickly find yourself relying heavily on credit cards or expensive loans, which often leads to a persistent cycle of debt that becomes incredibly hard to escape. So, what's often stopping people from successfully building an emergency fund? Let's be honest, saving for emergencies isn't always easy or glamorous. Unexpected financial demands always seem to find a way to pop up, and sometimes it honestly feels like there's just not enough disposable money left over to save consistently. You might be thinking to yourself, I really wish I could save more, but I've got pressing bills to pay and a family to support. It is undeniably tough to prioritize liquid savings when you are currently living paycheck to paycheck, focused only on the present. And then there are those sudden, unavoidable surprise expenses that make achieving any progress even harder. Your aging car needs new tires immediately. Your child gets sick and needs an immediate doctor's visit. Or your roof starts leaking badly. These necessary things never wait for you to get your finances fully in order. Lack of a disciplined budget or spending plan is another major challenge that prevents progress. If you are not diligently tracking and accounting for where your money is actually going, it's extremely difficult to find dedicated room for necessary savings. You might be genuinely surprised at how much you currently spend on non-essential discretionary stuff that could easily be cut back to make room for growing your emergency fund. We need to establish a dedicated high-yield savings account specifically for this money, ensuring it is liquid, easy to access, yet separate from your everyday checking account. Making it difficult to access for non-emergencies is a behavioral trick that reinforces the fund's specific, critical purpose. We all understand that life is fundamentally unpredictable, and that is precisely why we need a fully funded emergency cushion. Job loss is one of the most common and damaging reasons people are forced to dip into their emergency funds for support. If you suddenly find yourself unemployed, having a significant cushion can give you the much-needed breathing room you require to find a new job without suffocating financial stress. Unforeseen medical emergencies are another extremely major reason the fund exists. Medical bills can unfortunately pile up quickly, and even with robust health insurance, you might still face significant out-of-pocket costs and deductibles. An emergency fund can help cover these sudden, massive expenses so you can effectively focus solely on getting better and recovering. Major and urgent home repairs are also a highly common use for an emergency fund that must be accounted for. Your furnace breaks down completely in the middle of winter, or your pipes suddenly burst and flood your basement or kitchen. These are often not cheap or delayed fixes. Having a designated emergency fund means you can immediately address these serious issues without being forced into credit card or personal loan debt. Think about the substantial stress and constant anxiety that comes with not being prepared for unexpected expenses. It's similar to having a relentless, crushing weight on your shoulders that you simply cannot shake off or ignore. But with a fully funded emergency resource, you get to genuinely enjoy powerful peace of mind and calm preparedness. Financial security is another truly huge, intangible benefit that cannot be overlooked. Knowing you've got a comprehensive safety net can make you feel instantly more confident and decisive in your everyday financial decisions. You're significantly less likely to stress unnecessarily about every little minor expense and more likely to make smarter, deliberate choices that fully align with your long-term goals. It's crucial to understand the difference between an emergency, a sudden necessary expense, and an anticipated expense like yearly car registration or holiday gifts. Use a separate, dedicated sinking fund for those larger, planned costs, reserving the emergency fund solely for true financial disasters. This one key step can literally change the trajectory of your life. You are no longer nervously living paycheck to paycheck, constantly worried about somehow making ends meet next month. Instead, you are proactively building a stable and durable financial foundation that robustly supports your life and your biggest dreams. Moreover, a solid emergency fund protects your investments. When a life crisis hits, you won't be forced to sell your stocks or ETFs at a loss to raise quick cash, allowing your wealth to continue growing undisturbed in the market. In summary, establishing an emergency fund is absolutely essential for rock-solid financial stability. It helps you quickly cover unexpected expenses, completely avoid harmful debt, and enjoy profound peace of mind and confidence. By prioritizing and fully funding your emergency fund first, you are definitively taking control of your entire financial future. Now, the ultimate plan requires 2 steps. First, automate a recurring transfer to reach your 3 to 6 month target. And second, commit to never touching that money for anything that isn't a true emergency. So, what's your emergency fund currently looking like? Share your thoughts and progress in the comments below. Have you got one fully set up, or are you still actively working on building it? If you're looking for more actionable tips on managing your personal finances, be sure to check out our video on advanced budgeting tips to help you get started on finding that extra savings room.